Two galaxies, two paths. Serious value or premium style. Which one really delivers? On the left, the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G, mid-range power with 6 years of updates. On the right, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7, a foldable flagship that turns heads. Let's skip the hype and get straight to what matters. We'll score each category, and at the end, you'll know exactly who takes the crown in 2025. Trust me, the winner may surprise you. All right, before we really get into the nitty-gritty, here's the mind map of how we're going to compare these two. Network and connectivity, display, performance, camera, battery and charging, storage and RAM, OS and updates, value and perks, and durability and security. Let's roll through each category and see who comes out on top. Let's kick things off with network and connectivity. So, both these phones are packing 5G, which, at this point, is basically a must, right? The A16 5G gives you smooth connectivity, no weird dead zones, but I gotta admit, there's no fancy satellite feature here if you're into that. Now, flipping, pun intended, to the Z Flip 7, you actually get flagship-level network performance with ultra-wideband support. But again, no satellite. So, honestly, both are solid for daily streaming and browsing. I call this one a tie. They're kinda equal footing for most users. Okay, now, display. This is where stuff gets fun. The Galaxy A16 5G rocks a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED panel. It's bright, colors pop nicely, and 90 Hz isn't bad, but not exactly super high. Plus, it's got a plastic build, which not everyone is thrilled about. Now, the Z Flip 7, oh boy, it's foldable. And that's the headline. Gorgeous dynamic AMOLED. Folds open and closed. The refresh rate zips anywhere from 1 to 120 Hz, and you get dual screens. It honestly feels premium in hand, with glass and metal everywhere. The catch? When you open the flip, the main screen isn't quite as big as you'd expect, and it's a bit more, delicate if you're clumsy. Winner here? Yeah, the Z Flip 7. That foldable magic is just too cool. All right, moving over to performance. With the A16 5G, you're getting either the Exynos 1330 or a Dimensity 6300. And look, it's pretty smooth for everyday stuff. Social media, web, all that. But if you want heavy gaming or pro-level apps, you might want to look elsewhere. Meanwhile, the Z Flip 7 is absolutely stacked. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 expected, so it chews through multitasking, gaming, AR, literally anything you throw at it. Big leap ahead, so the clear winner for performance is Z Flip 7. Oh, and here's something cool. Did you know the Galaxy A16 5G is actually the first mid-range Samsung to promise 6 years of updates? That's super rare, especially when you're not paying flagship prices. Samsung's really shaking things up in 2025. Next, let's peek at cameras. The A16 5G brings a triple rear cam, 50 megapixels main, 5 megapixel ultra-wide, and a basic macro. The selfies are decent too at 13 megapixels. If you're after good shots for socials and Snap, it's solid, but not exactly award-winning. No telephoto, no low-light wizardry. The Z Flip 7. Now, this is where flagship optics flex. Expect dual 12 megapixel main cams, pro-level video, all kinds of night and portrait modes, and you can take crazy flex cam selfies, like bend it in half and shoot weird angles. So, for creative photos and top-tier clarity, Z Flip 7 wins again. Battery and charging now. And honestly, this one is sneakily important. The A16 5G has a monster 5,000 mAh battery, so forget about battery anxiety. You'll get around 47 hours talk time and fast 25-watt charging. Downer? Charger not in the box, so you'll need to supply your own. The Z Flip 7 looks impressive with wireless and fast charging, but its battery is smaller, probably under 4,000 mAh, meaning it won't last nearly as long. So, durability-wise, the A16 5G is the winner if you run your phone hard all day. On to storage and RAM. The A16 5G gives you options: 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes, with either 4, 6, or 8 gigabytes RAM based on what you pick. Plus, micro SD support to expand further. Not bad, but no 512 gigabyte option. Z Flip 7, on the other hand, comes standard with at least 8 gigabytes RAM and 256 gigabyte storage, but no SD slot, so if you run out, you're kinda out of luck. Plus, bumping up storage might cost you a fair bit more. Overall, both are solid, but honestly, it's a tie in terms of what most folks need. Here's a fun one. OS and updates. The Galaxy A16 5G is actually leading the pack with Android 14, One UI 6.1, and, get this, 6 years of updates. 6! That's wild for a phone that's not even a flagship. Z Flip 7 gets the full flagship treatment and long-term updates too. Probably 4 years, which is still awesome, but not quite as good. So yeah, this category goes to the A16 5G, no question. Value and perks. The A16 5G absolutely smashes it. You get way more bang for your buck. Tons of useful Samsung perks like Wallet, TV Plus, and updates. Plus, that expandable storage. No real drawbacks for the price. The Z Flip 7 is just dripping with exclusive features. Flex mode, cover screen widgets. But let's be real, the price tag is way, way higher, and not really a budget buy. So, best value overall is definitely the A16 5G. Finishing up with durability and security. The A16 5G is actually more robust, mainly thanks to its classic solid frame design and Knox security. Only catch is, it's got a plastic frame, which isn't premium, but it's less fragile. Z Flip 7 tries to impress with IPX8 water resistance and a premium build, but that hinge is a weak spot, and the whole device is just more delicate. For everyday bumps and drops, A16 5G takes the durability win. Now, let's throw all these categories onto a radar chart just to see how each phone stacks up head-to-head. You'll definitely notice the Z Flip 7 scoring highest on display, camera, and performance. But the A16 5G shines in battery, value, OS updates, and overall toughness. So, here's my honest take. If you want crazy value, epic battery life, and years of updates, like seriously, 6 years is nuts, the A16 5G is a total no-brainer. But if you're the kind of person who wants their phone to be a conversation starter, or you just, need that flagship power in your pocket, Z Flip 7 is absolutely epic. Both are awesome in their own right, but for most folks, I'd say the winner is Galaxy A16 5G, especially if you're watching your budget. If you found this breakdown helpful, hey, don't forget to check Samsung's official site for the latest deals, colors, and maybe score a sweet upgrade